think, Brendan, from the fans' point of view, they've seen the summer window come, and it was perceived that you were quite upset, well, not quite upset, but not particularly happy with the business that was done in the summer, because there was a lot of talk about bringing in the quality very early on. We were looking forward to the January window, and there was a few key positions that were identified, and left back was a key one. And I think fans are quite irate in not seeing that position filled. Can you just talk us through, what was this failure there? Was there a failure? Were you unhappy with what you've been offered? Could you not get the quality that you needed? Was it too expensive? Could you just elaborate on that to maybe help fans understand a wee bit better what happened?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that we had looked at a number of players that didn't just quite fit, or certainly maybe wouldn't have improved what we have in some certain positions. And then there was others that we felt, and it was then basically the other club. You know, that there was a real willingness here from the club to do business, to bring the players in, but sadly, you need that to work both ways. You know, players wanted to come here. We had a few players that really wanted to come, but the club wouldn't allow them to come. So like I said, listen, we have a number of positions that we want to improve, and we want to develop that. And what I wasn't keen to do was to just bring in a player to make it fashionable and to have that yellow band across the telly saying that we've signed a player. But if it's not going to work for us longer term, or certainly medium to longer term, then I didn't see the point in that.
When you came in the summer, you said one of the things that attracted you was you'd had a look at the scouting system and the transfer system. You were quite impressed with that. How do you measure the success as a manager of the recruitment team? And would you consider these 2 windows a success?
Well, listen, it's a responsibility of all as a club. You know, I think that you can't just purely label it on the recruitment team. The recruitment team clearly has a job to do, like we all have a job to do. But this is a collective responsibility. And what I would say is I understand where we were at in the summer and coming in. I understand now, having been in here, the structure even more and where we're at. And yeah, I would go with sports thinking we maybe could be a little braver in terms of bringing in another level of player. But that's something that's up to me to try and fix that over the course of my time here. But listen, you look at the strategy here at the club, and you have to be careful, because in some ways it has worked. You know, you bring in players for maybe a minimal fee, and then they go out and they make the club a lot of money. Okay, what I want to hopefully try and balance in my time here is that we can still do that, because that is an important part of the modern game, bringing in a player that has still growth left in him. But we also want to be brave enough to hang our hat on a player who's a ready-made player and someone that can come in. So I totally understand the support and where that's from. But likewise, still, that player has to be available. You know, now we bring in someone like Adam, who's a big talent. Now that might be someone come the summertime that will be that type of player, but we get the chance to see that.
And just finally for me, can you speak a bit on what happened with Gustav Lagerbielke? Looked to be on his way out of the club. There's rumours about Cameron Carter-Vicker's fitness. That loan seemed to be nixed at the last minute. Can you speak on that a little bit, boys?
Yeah, no, it was. We had interest on Gustav for a few weeks, and I was happy for him to go, but only when everything here in house was taken care of, purely because of the history of our centre halves in the first part of the season. Cam, Mike, and Stephen Welsh. 3 of those guys have been injured for significant periods. And the last thing I wanted to do was let a player go out until I was sure that and safe enough to know that those guys could be fit. Now, I'd spoken to Gustav and said that after the last game that we played against Ross County, I'd make a decision then. Lo and behold, Cam picks up his injury, which keeps him out for a few weeks. And at that point then, I can't let him go out, because it's another bit of evidence that I need to ensure that I look after the squad for this second part of the season. So it was tough on Gus, because he's a good guy and he wanted to go and get minutes and play. But first and foremost, I have to look after the club and make sure that the team and squad is ready for the second part of the season.